Congratulations to the new Cruiserweight Championship #1 contender, Troy Maximus. But coming up next, it's main event time. All 4 of these superstars will be competing in separate Hell in a Cell matches. And it's going to be one hell of an event at Apocalypse. But tonight, they have to certain ones have to join forces as the TPGW World Champion teams up with the most dangerous man out of Japan to take on the #1 contender George Alpine and the Euro-American champion, the Nightmare Duncan Vermil. Only one of these teams is going to prove to be dominant, and who will have the momentum going into Apocalypse in 2 weeks? We're about to find out. Malrion and Tanaka versus Alpine and Duncan. Next on TPGW Live, it's main event time, so here we go! And here comes the World Champion!
Following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 230 pounds, he is the TPGW World Champion, Malrion!
Malrion, the TPGW World Champion, defeated Daniel Stone and Landkrieg at Resurrection to claim his first World Championship gold. Absolutely impressive as he pulled that surprise Mal bottom on the Pandoran Psycho. But in 2 weeks of Apocalypse, he faces the man who used to hold Money in the Bank, George Alpine. Georgie's cashed it in, and Malrion is looking to prove himself as a definitive champion inside the Devil's Playground, Hell in a Cell. But there's more than one challenger for more than one title, and one of them is the most dangerous man out of Japan, the #1 contender for the Euro-American Championship. And his partner from Osaka, Japan, weighing in at 229 pounds, Andrew Tanaka. Andrew Tanaka, like I said, the most dangerous man out of Japan. At Resurrection, he and Duncan had an absolute barn burner of a match to decide the Euro-American champion. And because the match was so close, the general manager of TPGW Events decided that he was going to make a rematch at Apocalypse, but this time it was going to be inside one of Duncan's favorite structures, Hell in a Cell. So Tanaka's got a hell of a challenge not only then, but tonight as well. Both these men have an impressive challenge here tonight, and one of them is the #1 contender for the world title, the mixed martial arts general himself, George Alpine. And their opponents, first from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 234 pounds, George Alpine. George Alpine not wasting any time, cashing in his Money in the Bank for an opportunity at Apocalypse. However, because it is the World Championship match, it is going to be a Hell in a Cell clash. George Alpine has told me in interviews that he is 100% ready to step inside that structure if it means he gets to go all out to become world champion. I've always said George Alpine is a future world champion, but our current world champion Malrion is no one to scoff at, and George Alpine understands that, which is why he guarantees me he'll be bringing his A game. Every trick he learned in UFC, every trick he's learned in TPWF, and every trick he's learned on his way to the TPGW World Championship. You see George Alpine looking back as his Apocalypse opponent. It's only going to be a matter of time before these two clash. An Apocalypse inside that demonic structure, and George Alpine getting in the mix, trying to pick fights with everybody already. Georgie's got to focus because his partner tonight has no room for nonsense. After all, it's killing time! And his partner from Westbrook, Maine, weighing in at 267 pounds, is the TPGW Euro-American Champion, the Nightmare Duncan Vermil! The Euro-American Champion, former TPWF World Champion. Duncan Vermil making his way down to the ring. You know, it was almost practically guaranteed that the Nightmare would win a title at Resurrection. It was a surprise to everyone when he was put into the Euro-American Championship match as opposed to the World title match. But Duncan is Duncan, and as you can see, he won that World title. And Duncan is more than happy to step inside Hell in a Cell with Andrew Tanaka on Sunday, May 14th at Apocalypse. And show him exactly why Duncan is the master of the Hell in a Cell match. Duncan has been in that cell 3 times, twice against Rex Titus, once against Raven Dark. And each time, the Nightmare has come out victorious. Tanaka has got one hell of a challenge ahead of him. But tonight, it's all about settling scores in tag team turmoil. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we go with this contest. Malrion and Tanaka versus George Alpine and Duncan Vermil. Tag team main event. Here we go! And the 2 main eventers for Apocalypse starting things off. George Alpine pushing the world champion back into the corner. The flashy one, Malrion. Waiting for Georgie to let off, and there's a clean break right there from the referee. Oh, Malrion throwing the bombs already. Now Malrion pushing George Alpine back into the turnbuckle. Referee breaking it up once again. And here we go, George Alpine, front neck lock. The tag to Duncan. Looking for a power bomb. Oh, and a buckle bomb from George Alpine. Nightmare just quickly moved out of the way of it as Duncan is now the legal man. There's a kick to the leg of the flashy one, the Nightmare. Focusing his attention on the world champion, but Malrion fights his way out. Malrion. Ooh, shot from the Nightmare. Duncan Vermil. What's he got here? Looking for the complete shot, and he hits it. Duncan now. He's going for the submission hold. Camel clutch from the Nightmare. Malrion trapped in the center of the ring, trying to fight his way out of the tremendous strength of Duncan Vermil, and he does. Quickly sliding underneath. Duncan didn't sit down in that camel clutch. And there's the tag to Duncan's Apocalypse opponent, Andrew Tanaka. There's an Irish whip from Tanaka. Ooh! And the flashback. Tanaka now off the rope, springboard, moonsault. These fans appreciating the high-flying prowess of the most dangerous man out of Japan as he goes to work on the Nightmare. Oh, and look at this. Now choking the Nightmare. That's one way to work Duncan down. Not an approved way, but ooh, shot to the arm. But Tanaka realizes with Hell in a Cell looming, he's going to have to do anything and everything. And there's a shot from Duncan who just knocks Tanaka right on his face. The tag to George Alpine, the #1 contender for the world title now. And Tanaka with a Northern Lights suplex. Going to work on Georgie, but Georgie fighting his way out. Ooh! Shot to the face right there. George Alpine, the Irish whip. Ooh, snap suplex real fast. Lightning quick snap suplex from George Alpine. Uh-oh. There's a shoulder block counter. Tanaka in control as he's looking to put George Alpine away. Ooh, shot to the back. Tanaka down. Ooh! Dropping him down right there with a reverse DDT. That can do some real damage as he drops him down the back of his head. Oh! Taking a page out of Duncan's book from Resurrection as George Alpine counters the curb stomp. And Georgie now. Working on Tanaka. Into the pin. 1, 2. No. George Alpine extremely agile to move out of the way of that curb stomp. And the tag to Duncan Vermil. Uh-oh, look at this. Georgie. Dropping him down. With a reverse electric chair drop. And Duncan taking advantage of the pin. 2. No. Alpine and Duncan working extremely well as a cohesive unit in this match. Tanaka and Malrion mostly trying to do everything on their own. That may cost them here in this contest. Ooh. And Duncan, he's still got the advantage. And look at this, going for the double team maneuver. George Alpine off the ropes, taking the axe handle to the arm. That could weaken Tanaka. George Alpine now. He's got his man measured. Ooh, shot to the gut. And Georgie now. Off the ropes, Air Alpine! Looks like Georgie didn't get all of it, though. But he's still going to try and put Tanaka away here, looking for the Anaconda Vice. Following all the damage to the arm and neck, George Alpine, he's got it locked in. Will Andrew Tanaka tap out? He's got the Anaconda Vice locked in. Andrew Tanaka in a world of trouble. Georgie, he's not letting go. He's putting all his strength into it. But Tanaka kicking his way out, surviving the Anaconda Vice. And George Alpine now. Irish whip. Trying to take advantage. Oh, and that huge knee. Shades of CM Punk. No! Reversing the bulldog there, but Tanaka. Whoa! May have gotten a bit cocky there. Shot with the boot, and Tanaka slowly working. Tanaka off the ropes. Curb stomp! Tanaka now, he's measuring his man. Looking for the burning hammer. He's got the #1 contender up. Burning hammer connecting to George Alpine. The mixed martial arts general may be out cold. 1, 2. Duncan breaks it up. Duncan may have just saved the match for his partner here tonight. Ooh, shot to the gut. Georgie. Throwing those shots. Those constant chops. Oh, and down goes Tanaka. With the pin from Alpine. 1, 2. No. You can tell that George Alpine is trying every trick in the book to get Tanaka to stay down. Going up top. Georgie. Oh, dropping the knees right into the sternum. And there's a neck breaker from George Alpine. The mixed martial arts general is on a roll once again. Oh, it looks like Tanaka may be busted open now. The vicious strikes from George Alpine. UFC trained and approved. Speaking of vicious strikes, the Nightmare going for the pin. Duncan Vermil is one of the toughest brawlers we have here in TPGW, ladies and gentlemen. But Malrion looks like he's getting involved with a reverse DDT. Trying to take out the Nightmare. Trying to get Tanaka to get some breathing room here. Now Tanaka and Duncan slowly working their way to their feet. Oh, Duncan! Oh! Malrion with a counter. Tanaka sending the Nightmare into the corner. Blood pouring down his face. Tanaka looking to put the Nightmare away here. Duncan, reversal. Tanaka, though, shot to the gut. And now Andrew. He's got the cradle. Into the driver. Fisherman's hook, cradle driver from Andrew Tanaka. Going for the pin now. 1. No, the Nightmare kicks out at 1. There's a kick to the back of the Nightmare. Malrion's fired up. Tanaka looking for the tag. Looks like these two may be starting to work as a cohesive unit after all. There's a chop. Malrion taking advantage and hitting Duncan with the Samoan drop. Now into the pin. 1, 2. No, Duncan kicks out. Malrion working slowly on the Nightmare. You can tell Tanaka's a bit worn out from his struggles with Duncan and Georgie. But Malrion now, off the ropes, looking for it, springboard, frog splash. That's just the kind of athleticism you'll see from our resilient world champion. who's trying to prove even he can take on the Nightmare Duncan Vermil here in this tag team contest. But Duncan, reversal, dropping Malrion to his back with a back body drop. Duncan now slowly wearing down Malrion, working tirelessly. It's like Malrion's in a world of trouble, ladies and gentlemen. And Duncan wants more. He wants more out of the supposed world champion that got the title instead of him. Oh, and the Nightmare with a backbreaker. Uh-oh. And this is how we know Duncan well. Choke slam! If I were Malrion, I would try and find some way to fight back. If Duncan can hit that demon horns, it could be all over. Duncan's a monster after all. He's taken some tremendous punishment, and now the Nightmare looking to end it. Demon Horns powerbomb to the world champion with the pin. 1, 2, and that's it. Duncan has pinned the world champion, and George Alpine gained some momentum going into their match, as well as the Nightmare himself. Tanaka was disoriented from the gash he has on his forehead, given to him by the #1 contender George Alpine. This may prove fatal for the world champion Malrion because of the loss of momentum and the gain of momentum for George Alpine. But we've seen Malrion get out of tougher scrapes this year, ladies and gentlemen, so it's only a matter of time before we finally see who is the better man between the mixed martial arts general and the flashy one. Same can be said for Andrew Tanaka and the Nightmare Duncan Vermil. George Alpine and Duncan Vermil working extremely well in this tag team match, knowing the right moves to hit at the right moment. But that's what you can expect from two main event caliber talents in TPGW. Georgie hitting everything he could on Andrew Tanaka. But in the end, it was the Demon Horns powerbomb to the world champion that ended this match for the Euro-American Champion's victory and the momentum gain for the #1 contender. Here are your winners, George Alpine and Duncan Vermil. Duncan and Georgie are on their way to Apocalypse. They may be victorious tonight, but will they be victorious at the most dangerous show of the year? We're going to find out as both of these guys, as well as 3 women, will enter Hell in a Cell.